What if I told you that you are being lied to? What if I told you that almost everyone you know, maybe even you, is trapped in a system? A system designed to take the best years of your life, your time, your energy, and your focus, and give you just enough money to stay in the game. Think about it. We are taught to work hard for 40 hours a week, maybe 50 or 60. We do this for 40 years, or perhaps 50 years. We trade our precious, unrecoverable time for money. We are told to save a little bit of that money, maybe 5% or 10%, in a retirement account, maybe a 401k, and then one day, at age 65 or 70, we can finally be free. What if that entire plan is a trap? What if that is the slowest, least efficient, and most life-draining way to live? What if the people making $100,000 a year, or even $200,000 a year, are just as trapped as everyone else, only in a slightly more comfortable box? What if the true purpose of money is not to buy more things, or to fill a bank account just to feel safe? What if the true purpose of money is to buy back your time? Good morning, everyone. Today, we are not just going to talk about money. We are going to completely change your relationship with it forever. We are going to start a journey to find the true purpose of money, which is to achieve real, actual freedom. And we are going to do it faster than you ever thought possible. Over the next 10 chapters, we are going to explore why most people fail. It is because of how they save. We will look at the 4 levels of saving. Most people are stuck in level 2, saving to spend. You save $30,000, but you save it to buy a new car, a depreciating asset. You save $5,000, but only for a 1-week vacation. You are not building wealth. You're just delaying your spending. Others are stuck in level 3, saving to save. You hoard cash in a bank account, terrified to lose it. But all the while, the hidden force of inflation, the 2 or 3 or 4% a year, is silently eating your savings alive. Today, we break free. We move to level 4, saving to invest. This is the one mindset that changes everything. This is how the wealthy think. They do not save money to let it sit. They save money to put it to work. They save money to build or buy assets. We will explore the 2 great paths to freedom. Path 1 is what I call digging for gold. This is the traditional path. You save and invest patiently for 15 or 20 years until you have a massive pile of gold, maybe $1.5 million or $2 million. It is secure. It is proven. But it is slow. Then there is path 2, the faster path. This is what I call raising cows. Instead of one giant pile of gold, your goal is to build a herd of income-producing cows. These are small assets that send you cash every single month. Maybe one cow is a small rental property. Maybe another is an online business. Maybe a third is a portfolio of stocks that pay you dividends. You see, you do not need $2 million in the bank to be free. You just need your cows to produce $5,000 a month, or whatever it is you need to live. This audiobook is the blueprint. It will show you how to use both paths, how to use the cows to help you dig the gold faster, compressing that 20-year journey into just 5 or 7 years. This is not a fantasy. This is a strategy. Because this is serious, let me pause. Before the day rushes in, take a moment to like the video and subscribe. only if you truly enjoy what I am doing here. And in the comments, write your location, your time zone, and the time right now, this morning. Now open the curtains and let the light in. Pour a glass of water, maybe brew a coffee or tea. Set your phone to Do Not Disturb and take one deep breath. Let's begin our journey this morning. Chapter 1. Decoding Financial Freedom. 2 paths, 1 destination. Welcome back. What is financial freedom, really? Before we take another step, we have to be perfectly clear on what we are chasing. Financial freedom is not about having $1 million. It is not about owning a mansion or a fast car or a watch that costs more than a house. Those are just things. Those are the byproducts of wealth, but they are not the goal. Freedom is a feeling. It is the feeling of waking up on a Tuesday morning and having the complete, total power to decide what you do with your day. It is the ability to choose your work based on passion, not just paycheck. It is the power to say no to a project, a boss, or a client that drains your soul. It is the freedom to take a month off or 6 months off, to be with a sick family member, or to travel the world, or to simply sit and read without a single worry about the bills. It is the opposite of that Sunday night feeling, that knot in your stomach, that dread of the alarm clock. Financial freedom is owning your time. And because time is your life, financial freedom is owning your life. To get this freedom, most people only know of one way. It is the path our parents taught us, and their parents taught them. It is the path of hard work, discipline, and very, very long-term patience. It is a good path, but it is only one path. I call this path number 1, digging for gold. This is the accumulator's path. The idea is simple. You work hard for 30 or 40 years. You save a lot of your money. You put it in investments, like your 401k or other market index funds. You let it grow and grow and grow. You just keep digging and piling up this gold until one day you have a pile so massive, so heavy, that you can stop digging forever. You can live off the pile. How big does the pile need to be? There is a famous guideline studied by financial experts. It is called the 4% rule. The 4% rule. It is a guideline that says you can safely withdraw 4% of your total investments every single year and have a very, very high chance of never running out of money. The investments themselves keep growing and replace the little bit you take out. This leads to an even simpler rule for you to remember. I call it the 25x rule. That is X, as in the letter. The 25x rule means you need to save 25 times your annual expenses. Let's do the math, but with words. Let's say you need $60,000 a year to live your life. That pays for your housing, your food, your car, your health care, your fun. $60,000. To find your freedom number, you multiply that by 25. $60,000 times 25 equals $1,500,000. That is your pile of gold. That is your target. According to this path, the day you have $1.5 million saved and invested, you are free. You can stop working. You can withdraw 4% of that, which is $60,000, for the rest of your life. What is the good news about this path? The good news is that this path is simple. It is proven. It is reliable. It has worked for millions of people. You do not need to be a genius. You just need to be consistent. You focus on 2 things. spending less than you earn, and investing the difference patiently for a very long time. It is a fortress of security. But what is the bad news? The bad news is the timeline. Look at that number again. $1,500,000. For the average person, even a person with a good job, saving that much money takes decades. It takes 15 years, 20 years, maybe 30 years. It requires intense, profound discipline and sacrifice. It is a long, slow marathon. And frankly, many people burn out along the way. They get tired of saying no to themselves for 20 years. They get tired of digging. This is the only path most people know, but it is not the only path that exists. What if there was another way? What if the goal was not to build a giant pile of gold, but to get free sooner? This brings us to path number 2. Raising cows. This is the cash flow path. With this path, we are going to forget that giant $1.5 million number. We are going to ask a completely different question. How much do you need to live per month? Let's use that same number. $60,000 a year. If we divide that by 12, what do we get? We get $5,000 every single month. The person on path 2, the cash flow builder, does not focus on the $1.5 million pile. They focus only on that $5,000 a month target. Their goal is to build or buy assets that generate cash flow. I call these assets cows. Think of it like this. Your goal is to build a small farm of cash flow cows. Each cow is an asset that produces milk, that is, passive income, every single month, whether you get out of bed or not. Your goal is to keep buying or raising cows until their combined milk production covers your monthly bills. Let's imagine you save up some money and you buy your first cow. Maybe it is a small rental property in a low-cost area. After the mortgage, the taxes, and all the expenses, it gives you $500 a month in pure profit. That is your first cow. It is not much, but it is a start. Then you save up again. You build your second cow. Maybe this one is a small online business, a website that sells a digital product. It makes you $300 a month. Then you build your third cow. You create a portfolio of high-quality stocks that pay you dividends. This portfolio pays you $200 a month. You keep going. You find more cows. And one day, maybe 5 or 7 or 10 years later, you add it all up. Your herd of 10 cows is now producing a combined $5,000 every single month. At that exact moment, you are free. It does not matter if you have $1.5 million in the bank or not. Your assets are paying for your life. You have achieved financial freedom. What is the advantage of this path? The advantage is speed and flexibility. You can feel partially free much, much sooner. Just raising that first cow, the one that gives you $500 a month, is a life-changing event. Suddenly, that $500 pays your car payment, or it pays for all your groceries. That is real, tangible breathing room. That progress fuels your motivation. But what are the risks? The risks are real. This path is not as simple as just saving money. Cows can get sick. An income stream can dry up. A rental property can sit empty for 2 months. An online business can fail. This path requires a different skill set. It requires learning. It requires managing. It requires taking on some smart risks. So here we are. We have 2 clear paths in front of us. Path 1, digging for gold. Slow, simple, and secure. Path 2, raising cows. faster, more flexible, but requires new skills. One path focuses on your net worth, that giant pile of gold. The other path focuses on your cash flow, that monthly stream of milk. For the rest of our journey together, we are going to explore both, and I will show you the secret, which is how to combine them. How to use the cows to help you dig the gold faster. But before we can even start on either path, we have to fix the foundation. We have to repair our own relationship with money. We have to understand our own mindset. And that begins in our next chapter with understanding the 4 levels of saving. Chapter 2. The 4 levels of saving. Where are you on the map? In the last chapter, we laid out the 2 great paths to freedom. Path 1, digging for gold, where you build a giant nest egg, and Path 2, raising cows, where you build streams of monthly cash flow. Both paths work. Both paths are proven. This leads to the most important question of all. If the maps to freedom are so clear, why are so few people free? Why does almost everyone we know feel stressed about money, trapped in their jobs, and stuck on a treadmill? The answer has nothing to do with which path they choose. The answer is that they are at the wrong starting line. You see, before you can ever succeed at digging for gold or raising cows, you must first fix your entire relationship with the act of saving. Your financial destiny is not defined by how much you earn. It is defined by how you save. There are 4 levels of saving. Your only goal, starting today, is to find out where you are and to make the conscious decision to move to level 4. Let's break them down. Level 1, the survivor. This is the level of no saving. This is the person who lives paycheck to paycheck. The money comes in, and the money goes right back out. They are on a financial razor's edge. A single emergency, a car repair, a medical bill, is enough to send them into a spiral of debt. Life at this level is pure stress. You are not in control. Your money controls you. Your bills control you. Your next paycheck controls you. Now, some people are at this level due to genuine hardship, and that is a difficult position to be in. But many are at this level simply because they lack a plan. They have no system. They are living in pure restriction mode. Let's be very clear. Freedom is impossible at level 1. You cannot even think about building a future when you are drowning in the present. This is not a level of saving. It is a level of survival. Level 2, the consumer. This is the level of saving to spend. This is the most dangerous level. Why? Because you think you are doing the right thing. This is the trap that catches almost the entire middle class. The person at level 2 is good at saving. They have discipline. They can say no to small purchases. They can put aside $200 here, $500 there. They build up a nice little pile of money. But, and this is the most important but in the book, they save with the wrong purpose. They save up $5,000. What for? For a big vacation. They save $30,000. What for? For a down payment on a brand new car. They save $800. What for? For a new television. Do you see the pattern? They save and save and save, and then they spend it all. The money is gone. Forever. The account goes back to 0, and they start the whole process over again. This is not building wealth. This is just delayed spending. This person is stuck on a hamster wheel. They work hard, they save, they spend. They work hard, they save, they spend. Their net worth never actually grows. The new car is a liability. It takes money out of their pocket every month in insurance and gas. The vacation is an expense. If you are at level 2, you are running in place. You will run for 40 years and end up in the exact same spot, just older and more tired. Level 3. The hoarder. This is the level of saving to save. This person is a master saver. They are even better than the person at level 2. They might have $50,000, or $100,000, or even $200,000 saved up. But where is it? It is sitting in a checking account, or a simple savings account at their local bank, earning 0.5% interest. This person is not motivated by spending. They are motivated by fear. They are terrified of the stock market. They call it gambling. They are afraid of risk. They are afraid of losing the money they worked so hard to pile up. So they hoard it. They protect it. They hide it under a mattress, financially speaking. This feels safe. But it is a guaranteed way to lose. Why? Because of a hidden, silent thief. A thief that enters your bank account every single night and steals a little bit of your money's power. That thief is called inflation. Inflation is just the natural rising cost of everything. The food, the gas, the housing, the health care. It all gets a little more expensive every year. Let's say inflation is 3% a year. If you have $100,000 sitting in a savings account that pays you 0%, that means next year your money can buy 3% less stuff. You did not lose a single dollar, but you lost $3,000 in real-world buying power. Your money is like a block of ice on a warm day. You can put it in a safe box, but it is always melting. The hoarder thinks they are protecting their money, but they are just choosing to let it melt slowly. This is not security. This is a slow, certain defeat. This brings us to the final level. This is the only level that leads to freedom. Level 4. The investor. This is the level of saving to invest. This is it. This is the great leap. This is the mindset shift that separates the wealthy from everyone else. The person at level 4 understands a fundamental truth. Money is not for spending. Money is not for hoarding. Money is a tool. Money is a worker. Money is a seed. Every single dollar the level 4 person saves is given a job. And that job is to go out into the world and create more dollars. When this person saves $1,000, they do not ask, "What can I buy with this?" They do not ask, "How can I keep this safe?" They ask, "How can I plant this? How can I use this $1,000 to build a cow that pays me? How can I use it to dig for gold?" They put that money to work. They use it to buy a small piece of an index fund, which is a tiny piece of hundreds of great companies. They use it as a down payment on a rental property. They use it to start a small online business. They are saving to invest. They are saving to buy assets. And what do those assets do? Those assets create more money. This is the only level where your money works for you instead of you only working for it. This is the only level where you can escape the hamster wheel. This is the only level that leads to path 1 or path 2. So, here are the 4 levels: the survivor, the consumer, the hoarder, and the investor. I want you to pause and be truly, totally honest with yourself right now. Which level are you on? There is no shame here. Most of us, including me, spent years stuck at level 2 or level 3. The first step is just awareness. The first step is to see the map clearly. Because once you see the map, you can make a new choice. You can make the conscious decision right now to stop being a consumer, to stop being a hoarder, and to start finally becoming an investor. In the next chapter, we are going to show you exactly how to make that shift. Chapter 3. The core mindset shift. From saving to spend to saving to invest. Welcome to Chapter 3. In the last chapter, we laid out the 4 levels of saving: the survivor, the consumer, the hoarder, and the investor. And I asked you to make a choice to decide to become a level 4 investor. That sounds simple. But let's be honest with each other. It is not. Moving from level 2 or level 3 to level 4 is the single hardest part of this entire journey. It is not a technical step, like opening a new bank account. It is a deep, profound, psychological shift. It is a war you have to fight against your own habits, against the world's marketing, and against everything you have been taught about money. Today, we are going to win that war. We are going to deconstruct why we are stuck, and then we are going to install the new mindset that will set you free. First, why are most of us stuck at level 2, saving to spend? The answer is simple. We are programmed to be this way from birth. Think about it. We live in a consumer culture. Every single day, from the moment you wake up, you are hit with thousands of messages. On your phone, on social media, on television, on billboards. And what is every message telling you? Buy, consume, spend. You deserve this. You have earned this. This new car will make you happy. This vacation will make you look successful. This expensive dinner will prove your status. No one is showing you their investments. Your friends are not posting screenshots of their 401k balance. They are not taking pictures of their dividend deposit. They are posting the results of their spending. The car, the beach, the new shoes. So we are trained to believe that the purpose of working hard is to buy things. We see money as a tool for consumption. When you finally save up $10,000 after years of hard work, that level 2 voice in your head says, "Finally, I have earned it. Time to reward myself." And you spend it. The cycle resets. And what about level 3, saving to save? Why are people stuck there? This mindset is not programmed by marketing. It is programmed by fear. This is often a mindset passed down from our parents or our grandparents. They lived through hard times. They saw a recession or a market crash, like the one in 2008. They saw people lose everything. So their core money lesson was not how to grow, it was how to not lose. To them, the stock market looks like a giant casino, a dangerous gambling hall. They think investing is just a fancy word for risk. So the safest thing to do is to hoard cash, to put it in a bank where they can see it, touch it, and feel secure. Both of these mindsets, level 2 and level 3, are chains. One is a chain of desire, the other is a chain of fear. Both keep you trapped. Today, we break both chains with one simple, powerful idea. You need to redefine 2 of the most basic words in finance. I do not want you to use the accountant's definition. I want you to use the freedom definition. Those 2 words are asset and liability. Let's make this incredibly simple. An asset is anything that puts money in your pocket. That is it. If it pays you, it is an asset. A liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket. Period. If it costs you, it is a liability. Let's test this. That brand new car you saved up for, is it an asset or a liability? You buy it for $30,000. The moment you drive it, it loses value. Every single month, it takes money out of your pocket for insurance. It takes money out for gas. It takes money out for repairs and maintenance. It is a classic liability. It is a leaking bucket, draining your wealth. What about the house you live in? This one is tricky. We are told our house is our biggest asset. But let's use our freedom definition. Every single month, your house takes money out of your pocket. You pay the mortgage. You pay the property taxes. You pay the insurance. You pay for the new roof and the broken water heater. It is taking money out. By our definition, for the person seeking freedom, your primary home is often your biggest liability. So what is an asset? An asset is that cow we talked about. It is a rental property that, after all expenses, pays you $200 a month. It is a portfolio of stocks that pays you $100 a month in dividends. It is an online business that puts $500 a month in your bank account. This is the aha moment. This is the entire secret. The only thing you should be saving money for is to buy assets. That is the level 4 mindset. You must stop buying liabilities with your savings. You must only and exclusively buy assets. Your job, your 9 to 5, pays for your life. It pays for your food, your shelter, your liabilities. Your savings are for one purpose and one purpose only: to build your freedom, to buy assets. Your assets then build a second income for you, an income you do not have to work for. This is how you make the shift practical. You have to literally reframe your financial goals. Let's do it right now. Think of a big purchase you were saving for. A car? A vacation? Let's take the vacation. Your old goal, level 2, was, I will save $3,000 to go to the beach for a week. So you save and save. You go. You spend the $3,000. It is gone. You come back, and your freedom meter is back at 0. Here is your new goal, level 4. I will save $3,000 to buy an asset that pays me $150 a year in cash flow forever. Maybe it is a dividend stock. Maybe it is a small piece of a real estate fund. That $150 pays for your vacation. And guess what? Next year, that asset is still there. It will pay you again, and the year after, and the year after. You did not spend your principal. You spent your asset's profit. You did not eat the seed. You planted the seed, and you ate the fruit. Let's do the car. Old goal, level 2. I will save $30,000 to buy a new car. You buy it, the money is gone. New goal, level 4. I will save $30,000 to buy an asset that produces $300 a month. That $300 a month is your car payment. The asset buys the car for you. And after the car is paid off, that asset is still paying you month after month. This is the shift. This is not about depriving yourself. It is not about never having a nice car or never going on vacation. It is about building a machine that buys those things for you. It is about delaying the consumption just long enough to buy the freedom. This is the core mindset of the investor. They do not work for money. They make their money work for them. They do not buy liabilities. They buy assets. This is the choice you have to make. It is the choice between instant gratification and long-term freedom. It is the choice between looking rich and being free. From this moment on, you are no longer a consumer. You are no longer a hoarder. You are an investor. And in the next chapter, we will start building your plan. Chapter 4. The Digging for Gold. Path. Strategies for Hyper-Accumulation. Welcome back. In the last chapter, we made the single most important decision of our financial lives. We made the choice to stop being consumers and hoarders. We made the choice to become level 4 investors, to save money with the sole purpose of buying assets. So where do we start? We start with the most reliable, the most proven, and the most straightforward path ever created. This is path number 1, digging for gold. This is the accumulator's path. This path is not flashy. It is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is the simple, brute force method of building wealth. And it works every single time it is applied with discipline. The entire strategy can be summarized in one idea. You must make the gap between what you earn and what you spend as wide as humanly possible. That is it. That gap is your gold. That gap is your savings rate. It is the money you have left over every month. Your only job on this path is to take all of that gold and put it to work. The wider the gap, the more gold you have. The more gold you have, the faster you buy your freedom. This path has 3 main pillars. We are going to build them one by one. Pillar 1. Optimize your shovel. Your income is your shovel. It is your single greatest wealth-building tool, especially at the beginning. You cannot dig a very big hole. You cannot create a very big savings gap. With a tiny teaspoon, you need a big, powerful shovel. Now, this does not mean you have to work 80 hours a week. It does not mean you have to burn yourself out. It means you have to be smarter about how you earn. First, you must focus on your primary job. This is your biggest and best shovel. How can you make it bigger? You must become more valuable. You can take on more responsibility. You can lead a new project. You can learn a high-demand skill, something your company truly needs. Then, you must ask to be compensated for that new value. You must learn to negotiate your salary. Earning just an extra $5,000 a year or $10,000 a year is not a small thing. If you take that extra $10,000 and invest it every single year, you can shave years off your journey to freedom. Second, you can temporarily add another, smaller shovel. This is an active side income. This is not a cow yet. It is not passive. It is you actively trading more of your time for more investment capital. This could be freelancing a few hours a week. It could be consulting, or tutoring, or driving for a rideshare service. The goal here is not to do this forever. The goal is to use this extra income as a booster rocket, to create a massive savings gap for the first few years, to get your investment pile growing. Pillar 2. Plug the leaks in your bucket. This pillar is just as important as the first one. It does not matter how big your shovel is if you are putting your gold into a bucket full of holes. This is the spending side of the equation, and I want to be very clear. This is not about extreme deprivation. This is not about living on rice and beans. It is not about never buying a coffee again or never going out with friends. A plan that is 100% deprivation is a plan that is 100% guaranteed to fail. You are human. You need to enjoy your life. This is about one word, consciousness. It is about conscious spending. It is about plugging the leaks you do not even know you have. First, you must focus on the big 3. Your three biggest expenses: housing, transportation, and food. These are not leaks. These are gushing holes in the bucket. Getting these three right is more important than everything else combined. Can you live in a slightly smaller, less expensive apartment? Can you live with a roommate for a few years? That choice alone could save you $500 a month. That is $6,000 a year in pure, investable gold. Can you drive an older, reliable, used car and pay cash for it, instead of having a $400 a month payment on a new one? That is another $4,800 a year. Can you plan your meals, cook at home more, and eat out one less time per week? These big, conscious choices do not make you miserable. They just make you intentional, and they create a massive savings gap. Second, you must stop the death by 1,000 cuts. These are the small, automatic, mindless leaks. The $12 a month subscription for an app you never use. The $100 a month cable package you do not need. The daily impulse buys that add up to hundreds. You must reframe this. You are not giving up that subscription. You are choosing to take those $12 and buy a small piece of an asset. You are trading a moment of mindless consumption for a lifetime of permanent freedom. Pillar 3, the set it and forget it portfolio. So you have done it. You optimized your shovel and you plugged your leaks. You have created a big, beautiful gap. You have a pile of gold at the end of every month. What do you do with it? This is the best part, because it is the simplest part. You are a level 4 investor now, but you are not a stock picker. You are not a day trader. You are not trying to find the next big thing. That is gambling, and it is a fool's game. Your strategy is simpler and more powerful. You are going to buy the entire haystack. You are going to use a tool called the index fund. An index fund is maybe the most powerful wealth-building tool ever invented for the average person. It is a single, low-cost investment that lets you own a tiny, tiny piece of all the biggest and best companies. For example, an S&P 500 index fund. S&P, as in the letters. That one fund lets you own a piece of the 500 largest companies in America. You are not betting on Apple. You are not betting on Amazon. You are betting on the entire American economy. You are betting that, over the long term, these 500 companies will all continue to grow, innovate, and make a profit. This is the safest bet in the investing world. And here is your job. This is the set it and forget it part. Your only job is to buy this index fund consistently. You take your gold every single month or every single paycheck and you buy more. You buy when the market is up. You buy when the market is down. You especially buy when the market is crashing and everyone is scared, because that just means your favorite investment is on sale. You do not check it every day. You do not panic. You just buy and you hold. You let it sit. You let it grow. You let the magic of compound interest do its work for 10, 15, or 20 years. That is the path. 1. Widen the gap between what you earn and what you spend. 2. Invest that gap every single month into low-cost index funds. 3. Be patient. This is the digging for gold path. It is simple, it is reliable, and it will make you free. But as we said, it can be slow. It requires a lot of patience. What if we could speed it up? What if, while we are patiently digging for gold, we could also start building something on the side, something that creates a new source of income? That is path number 2. That is how we start raising cows, and that is exactly what we are going to learn how to do in the next chapter. Chapter 5. The Raising Cows. Path, a beginner's guide to passive income. Welcome to Chapter 5. In the last chapter, we mastered the digging for gold path. It is our foundation. It is our base. It is the simple, powerful strategy of widening the gap between earning and spending and investing that difference every single month into simple index funds. It is the path to guaranteed freedom if you have the patience. But what if you do not want to wait 15 or 20 years? What if you want to accelerate the journey? This is where our second path comes in. This is path number 2, raising cows. This is the path of the cash flow builder. This is how we start creating new sources of income that is not tied to our time. These are the assets that pay us month after month, whether we are working, sleeping, or on vacation. This is the path that, when combined with digging for gold, acts like a powerful accelerator. It is the key to compressing that 20-year timeline into 7 years, or maybe even 5. Now, the moment I say this, I know what many of you are thinking. 2 giant walls of fear and doubt just popped up in your mind. The first wall is the belief that you have to be rich to invest. You think, I do not have $50,000 to buy a rental property. I do not have $10,000 to start a business. This path is not for me. The second wall is the belief that you have to be a business genius. You think, I am not a tech CEO. I cannot build a huge company. I do not know how to manage people or read complex spreadsheets. This is too complicated. These 2 beliefs are the only things stopping you. And today, we are going to tear them down, brick by brick. First, let's destroy the myth that you have to be rich. You do not need massive amounts of money to start building assets. In fact, you can start with $5. The goal at the beginning is not to get rich. The goal is to learn the skill. The goal is to build your first asset, no matter how small. I call this building your first calf. It is a baby cow. Your first calf might only make you $10 a month. That is fine. The $10 is not the point. The process is the point. The proof is the point. That $10 is proof that you can create an income stream that is 100% disconnected from your 9-to-5 job. That proof changes your brain. It gives you the confidence to build the next one. Now, let's destroy the myth that you have to be a genius. We are not talking about building the next Amazon. We are talking about simple, proven, and often boring models. A vending machine is not genius. A laundromat is not genius. Renting out a spare room is not genius. But they are all brilliant, simple cows that produce cash. You do not need to be a CEO. You just need to learn a few simple skills, which we will cover. So, let's get practical. What do these cows actually look like? Let's build our cow catalog. There are 3 main families of cows you can raise. Family number 1, the financial cows. This is where your money itself becomes a worker. This is the most passive form. One great example is buying dividend-paying stocks. In the last chapter, we talked about index funds, which are great for long-term growth. But you can also buy stocks in individual, strong, mature companies. Companies that have been around for 50 or 100 years. Because they are so stable, they do not need to reinvest all of their profits. So, They share their profits with you, the owner. That payment is called a dividend. It is a paycheck your money just earned for you. Another great example is a real estate investment trust. This sounds complicated, but it is incredibly simple. We will just call it an REIT, a REIT. A REIT lets you be a landlord for giant, expensive properties without any of the work. These companies own shopping malls, or massive apartment buildings, or office towers. By law, they must pay out almost all of their profits. We are talking 90% or more to their shareholders, to you. It is a simple way to own real estate and get a monthly or quarterly check, and you can buy in for just a few dollars. Family number 2, the digital cows. This is my personal favorite because it uses the magic of the internet. The motto here is, build it once, sell it 1,000 times. You do the work one time, and the asset can pay you for years with almost zero extra effort. What does this look like? It could be a simple ebook. You have a skill, you have a passion. Maybe you are great at gardening, or baking bread, or organizing your home. You can write a short 20-page or 50-page guide. You put it online for $3. You do not have to handle shipping or printing. It is 100% digital. It is a tiny, beautiful cow. It could be a simple online course, the same idea. You film a few short videos teaching your skill. You put it on a website, and it can sell every single day while you are at your real job. It could be a niche blog or a YouTube channel. Yes, just like this. You talk about something you love. Over time, you build an audience, and that audience allows you to earn money through advertising or affiliate links. These cows take sweat equity, your time and effort to build. But once they are built, they are incredibly powerful. Family number 3, the physical and service cows. These are assets in the real world. They are often what people think of as side hustles, but we are going to treat them as assets. We already mentioned them. Vending machines. You buy a machine, you stock it. It is a robot employee that works for you 24 hours a day, renting a spare room. This is often called house hacking. You are already paying for your apartment or your house. You can rent out that extra bedroom to a friend or a trusted renter. That one move could create an income of $600 a month, instantly. Renting your car. There are services now where you can rent out your own car, just like a rental company. Your car, which is normally a liability, becomes an asset on the weekends. This is just the start. The catalog is endless. The key is to not get overwhelmed. You do not need to do all of these. You just need to pick one. Your only goal for right now is to build your very first calf. Your goal is to earn your first passive dollar. It might only be $20 a month from a few dividend stocks. It might be $50 a month from your ebook. It does not matter. That first $50 is the most important money you will ever make. It is not important because of what it can buy. It is important because of what it represents. It represents a crack in the wall. It represents a new path. It is the proof in your hand that you can break the link between your time and your money. And once you have built one calf, you know how to do it. You can build another and another. In the next chapter, we are going to do exactly that. We are going to move from theory to action. I am going to give you the exact step-by-step blueprint for building your first cow. Chapter 6. Your first cow, the blueprint for building and scaling. Welcome back. In the last chapter, we opened the cow catalog. We looked at the digital cows, the financial cows, and the physical cows. We saw that you do not need to be a genius, and you do not need to be rich to start. I can feel the energy, but I can also feel the next big question. I have 5 ideas. I am overwhelmed. I do not know which one to pick. I do not know what to do first. This is the moment where most people get stuck. They get analysis paralysis. They get so busy planning to be free that they never actually build anything. Not you. Not this time. This chapter is your action plan. We are moving from theory to reality. I am going to give you the simple 2-step blueprint that you can use to build your very first calf, your very first tiny income stream. Step 1 is the filter. Step 2 is the permission to fail. Let's start with step 1, the back of the napkin test. This is the simple, fast, and free math you must do before you spend a single dollar or a single weekend on a new idea. It is a simple filter to see if an idea is even worth your time. You just have to ask yourself 4 simple questions. Grab a piece of paper and let's write them out as words. Question 1. What is the upfront cost? This is what it will take to get your cow born and standing on its own feet. This cost is measured in 2 currencies, money and time. Be honest. How much money will it take realistically? Is it $0? Is it $500? Is it $5,000? And how much time will it take? Is it 1 weekend? Is it 100 hours? Is it 6 months of your nights? Your first cow should be low in both. A good first project should cost you less than $500 and take less than 1 month of your spare time. Question 2. What are the operating costs? This is the food your cow needs to eat every single month just to stay alive. This is the website hosting fee. This is the software subscription. This is the monthly cost to keep the lights on. Again, for your first cow. This number should be as low as possible. Ideally, less than $20 a month. Question 3. What is the potential revenue? This is what the cow can earn you. How many units can you realistically sell? And what will you charge? I want you to be a pessimist here. Do not say, I will sell 1 million units. Be real. What if you only sell 10 or 20? Question 4. What is the net profit? This is the only number that matters. This is the milk. It is your potential revenue minus your operating costs. Let's walk through a real-world case study. Let's use the simplest example from our catalog, the $3 ebook. Let's say your skill is something you love, like baking sourdough bread. Your friends are always asking you for your recipe. That is your idea. Let's run the back of the napkin test. 1. Upfront cost. Time. You can write a simple, helpful 20-page guide in 2 weekends. That is it. Money. You can use free software to write it. You can use a free tool to design a simple cover. Or maybe you spend $20 on a simple, pre-made cover. Your total upfront cash cost is $20. Very, very low. 2. Operating costs. You need a simple website to sell it. You can find a platform that costs you maybe $10 per month. That is your total operating cost. 3. Potential revenue? You decide to price it low at just $3. You are not trying to get rich. You are just trying to build your first cow. The sales platform takes a small fee, let's say 30 cents per sale. So for every sale, you get to keep $2.70. Let's be very pessimistic. You tell your friends, you post it on social media, you think you can realistically sell 10 copies a month. 10 copies times $2.70 equals $27 per month. 4. Net profit? The milk. Your revenue is $27 per month. Your operating cost is $10 per month. Your net profit is $17 per month. Your calf is born. I know what you are thinking. $17? That is it? That is not freedom. That will not even buy me dinner. You are missing the point. That $17 is the most important, most powerful, and most magical money you will ever earn in your life. That $17 is proof. It is proof that you, with your own idea and your own two hands, can create a machine that prints money. It is a tiny machine, but it is your machine. That is step 1. But now we come to step 2. This is the most important psychological step of all. What if you do all that work, you launch your $3 ebook, and you sell 0 copies or 1? What if you make $3 and you are losing $7 a month on your website? This is the moment that stops 99% of people. They say, I failed. I am not good at this. I am a loser. This is a scam. And they quit. This is where you will be different, because you are not a consumer. You are an investor, and you understand the sick cow principle. This is what I call permission to fail. That $20 and those 2 weekends were not a failure. They were tuition. You did not lose. You paid $20 to learn an entire set of priceless skills. Think about what you learned. You learned how to set up a website. You learned how to take an idea and turn it into a digital product. You learned how to create a product cover. You learned how to set up a payment system. You learned what does not work for marketing. You just paid $20 for a business education that is more valuable than a college course. Your first cow might be sick. It might not produce any milk. That is okay. You take what you learned and you build your second cow, and your second cow is now 10 times more likely to succeed because you already know how to build the website. You already know how to make the product. You already know what marketing mistakes to avoid. You are not starting from 0. You are starting from experience. This is the whole game. The back of the napkin test is to protect your money. The permission to fail mindset is to protect your motivation. Your only goal is to get your first cow built, no matter how small. Your only goal is to learn. So here's your homework. I want you to do one back of the napkin test this week. Just one. Pick one simple idea from our cow catalog and run the 4 questions. What is the upfront cost? What is the operating cost? What is the pessimistic revenue? And what is the net profit? That is it. Just do the math. Because once you have that first cow, even if it is just a tiny calf making $10 a month, a new question will emerge. A much more exciting question. How do I take the profit from cow number 1 to build cow number 2? How do I build a herd? That is in the next chapter. Chapter 7. Growing the herd. The power of compounding and diversification. Welcome back. In the last chapter, we did it. We built our first calf. We ran the back of the napkin test. We gave ourselves permission to fail, and we created our very first tiny stream of passive income. Maybe it is $17 a month. Maybe it is $50 a month. The amount does not matter. The magic does. You just proved you can create money out of an idea. You have tasted real freedom. But let's be honest, $17 a month is not freedom. It is a key. It is the start. So what do we do next? What do we do with that first $17? This moment, right here, is the most important test of your new Level 4 mindset. The Level 2 consumer inside your head, the old you, is screaming. That voice is saying, "You did it! You earned this. Go buy a nice dinner. Go buy that shirt you wanted. You deserve it." If you listen to that voice, you will be trapped forever. You will just be a Level 2 consumer with a small side hustle. The Level 4 investor, the new you, knows the truth. That $17 is not for spending. That $17 is the most powerful seed you have ever created. It is not a reward. It is a worker. It is your first employee. Its job is to help you build cow number 2. This is the first and most important rule of this chapter. The reinvestment engine. You must resist the temptation to spend the milk from your first cow. You must take that profit, combine it with your other savings from your main job, and use it to build your second cow. This is how the magic really starts. This is how you create a snowball of wealth. Think about it. Your first cow, the ebook, makes you $50 a month. It took you 2 months to build. Now, you take that $50, add it to your regular savings, and you build your second cow. Maybe this one is a small portfolio of dividend stocks. You build it faster because you have more money to put into it. This second cow now makes you $20 a month. Look at what just happened. You now have $70 a month coming in, passively. What do you do with that $70? You do not spend it. You reinvest it. You use that $70 a month, plus your savings, to build cow number 3. Maybe this one is a small vending machine. You build it even faster. That cow now makes you $100 a month. You are now earning $170 a month, passively. This is the reinvestment engine. This is the true power of compounding. You are not just letting money sit and grow. You are using your assets to build more assets. The first cow is the slowest and the hardest. The second cow is a little bit easier. The third cow is faster still. By the time you are building your 10th cow, your herd itself is paying for the new cows. Your cows are having babies. Your wealth is no longer growing in a straight line. It is growing exponentially. This brings us to the second rule. We are building a herd. But how big does the herd need to be? Let's go back to our goal from Chapter 1. We needed $5,000 a month to be free. And let's say our average cow, once it is mature, produces $500 a month. So, the math is simple. We need 10 cows. 10 cows times $500 equals $5,000 a month. Right? Wrong. This is the biggest, most dangerous trap on the cash flow path. If your life costs 10 cows, and you have exactly 10 cows, you are not free. You have just built yourself a new job, a new, more fragile job. The job is called stressful cow farmer. Why? Because cows can get sick. What happens if your rental property is vacant for 2 months? What happens if your biggest ebook, cow number 4, suddenly stops selling? What happens if your dividend stock, cow number 7, cuts its dividend? You are no longer free. You are in a panic. You are short on your bills. You are stressed. You are right back in the same trap, just with a different boss. We are not building a new job. We are building freedom. Freedom is not just enough. Freedom is more than enough. Freedom is margin. Freedom is a buffer. This is the second rule, the 20-cow safety net. Your goal is not 10 cows. Your goal is 15 cows. Your goal is 20 cows. When your life costs 10 cows, but you have 20 cows, now you are free. Now, if a cow gets sick, what do? Nothing. You do not even care. You have 19 others. What if an entire recession hits, and 5 of your cows get sick at the same time? You still do not care. You have 15 healthy cows. You're still 100% free, 100% safe, and 100% stress-free. You have made your income anti-fragile. It means the system can hit you, and you do not break. This safety net is what lets you sleep at night. This is the true goal. This leads to the third and final rule. How do we make our herd invincible? Diversify your herd. Think like a smart farmer. If you have 20 cows and you put all 20 cows in one single barn, what happens if that one barn burns down? You lose everything. You are wiped out. It is the same with your assets. If all 20 of your cows are rental properties in the same small town, what happens if the main factory in that town shuts down and everyone moves away? Your income is gone. If all 20 of your cows are ebooks on the same online platform, what happens if that platform changes its rules or bans your account? You are finished. You cannot put all your cows in one barn. You must have different types of cows in different barns. You must build a diversified herd. You need a digital cow, like your ebook. It is low cost and can sell to the whole world. You need a financial cow, like your dividend stocks or a real estate investment trust. They are totally passive and liquid. You need a physical cow, like a rental property or a laundromat. It is a real, tangible thing you can touch. Why? Because these different barns are not affected by the same fires. During a bad recession, your dividend stocks might go down, but your low-cost rental property will be just fine, because people always need a place to live. During a pandemic, your rental property might struggle with vacancies, but your digital ebook sales might go through the roof because everyone is stuck at home learning new skills. One asset zigs, while the other one zags. Your total income stays stable and strong. This is the ultimate goal. This is the fortress of freedom. 1. You use the reinvestment engine to build your herd fast. 2. You build more cows than you need, the 20-cow safety net, to make your freedom secure. 3. You build different types of cows, the diversified herd, to make your income invincible. Now you have 2 powerful strategies, the patient, steady digging for gold, and the fast compounding raising cows. What if we did not have to choose? What if we could combine them? What if we could use the cows to help us dig the gold faster? That is the final secret, and that is in our next chapter. Chapter 8. The Dual Path. Strategy. How cows help you dig gold faster. Welcome to Chapter 8. This is the chapter. This is the moment where we put all the pieces together. For the past 7 chapters, we have been operating on 2 separate tracks. We mastered Path 1, digging for gold, the patient, steady path of investing in index funds. Then, we mastered Path 2, raising cows, the faster, more active path of building cash-flowing assets. In the back of your mind, you may have been thinking, which path is for me? Do I have to choose? Am I a saver or am I an entrepreneur? This is the false choice that traps almost everyone. The saver on path 1 digs patiently, but looks over at the cow farmer on path 2 and thinks, that looks too risky, too complicated. The cow farmer on path 2 builds their assets, but often spends the profit, thinking, I do not need a nest egg. My cows are my nest egg. This is fragile. Today we are going to destroy that false choice. The two paths are not mutually exclusive. They are not separate roads. They are synergistic. One path accelerates the other. This is the book's central, most important idea. This is the aha moment. This is how you deliver on the promise of achieving freedom faster. We are not going to choose path 1 or path 2. We are going to build the dual path strategy. We are going to use both. Let me show you the blueprint. It has 3 simple, powerful components. Component 1, your job is your foundation. We start with your 9-to-5 job, your active income. We do not hate our jobs. We see them for what they are, our primary shovel for digging for gold. Just like we learned in Chapter 4, you will use your paycheck to pay for your life, and you will create a wide gap between what you earn and what you spend. This gap, your savings, is the base of your entire freedom plan. This is the gold you will be investing month after month into your simple set-it-and-forget-it index funds. This is your gold pile. This is path 1, and it is always running in the background. This is what makes you secure. Component 2. Your job is also your seed capital. Here's the first part of the magic. We are going to also use that same savings gap, that same gold, to do a second job. We will take a small portion of that savings and use it as the seed capital to buy or build your first cow. Remember the ebook from Chapter 6? It cost $20. Remember the dividend stocks? You can buy your first one for $50. Your active 9-to-5 job provides the cash to plant your first seeds. It funds your first tiny experiments in asset building. This is how you get started on path 2 without taking on any scary, dangerous risk. You are not taking out loans. You are not quitting your job. You're just carving off a tiny piece of your savings to build your first calf. Now you have 2 things happening at once. Your main savings are going into your gold pile, index funds. And a small part of your savings is building your first cow. Component 3, the accelerator. This is the secret. This is the component that changes the math forever. After a few months, your first cow is born. It is milking. It is producing $17 a month, or maybe $50 a month. What do you do with this new passive income? You know the answer from our last chapter. You do not spend it. But you also do not just use it to build more cows. You're going to do something even more powerful. You're going to funnel 100% of that passive income directly into your gold pile. Think about this. Your cow milk, that $50 a month, is now being added to your regular savings from your job. And that entire amount is now buying your index funds. Let's look at the new math. The old math, path 1 only. Your digging speed is limited by your 1 shovel. Your salary minus your expenses equals your investment amount. Let's say you earn $4,000 a month and you live on $3,000. Your investment amount is $1,000 per month. This is your speed. It is fixed. It is good, but it is slow. It will take you maybe 20 years to hit your freedom number. The new math, the dual path strategy. You still have your $1,000 per month savings from your job. But you also have your herd of cows. Cow number 1, your ebook, makes $50 a month. Cow number 2, your dividend stocks, makes $20 a month. Cow number 3, your vending machine, makes $100 a month. Your total passive income is $170 per month. What do you do with it? You add it directly to your main savings. So now, your total monthly investment is not $1,000. It is $1,000 from your job, plus $170 from your cows. Your new investment amount is $1,170 per month. You have just made your shovel 17% bigger, and you did not have to ask for a raise. Now, apply the reinvestment engine. You keep building more cows. A year later, your herd is bigger. Your cows are now producing $500 per month. Your total monthly investment is now $1,500 per month. You are investing 50% more than the person on path 1. A few years later, your herd is strong. Your cows are now producing $1,000 per month. Your total monthly investment is now $2,000 per month. You are now investing double the amount of the path 1 saver. You are twice as fast. Do you see what is happening? Your digging for gold journey is no longer a slow 20-year marathon. You just lit a booster rocket. You are not the only one digging anymore. Your job is digging. And your herd of assets is digging right alongside you, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You have 2 engines, then 5 engines, then 10 engines, all working for you. This is it. This is how you compress that 20-year timeline into 7 years. This is how you get faster, but it is also how you get safer. Think about it. By the time you hit your gold number, your 1.5 million or whatever it is, what else do you have? You also have a fully built, diversified herd of 20 cows that produces a separate income stream. The person on path 1 only has the gold. You have the gold and the cows. You have created the ultimate, invincible, anti-fragile financial fortress. You have a massive lump sum and a resilient cash flow machine. You are free in 2 different ways at the exact same time. This is the dual path strategy. It is not just about getting rich. It is about building a system that is resilient, powerful, and fast. It is, quite simply, the most effective path to true freedom that exists. Of course, this journey is not without its enemies. It is not without its traps. And in our next chapter, we must face them. Chapter 9. The inevitable pitfalls and how to sidestep them. Welcome to Chapter 9. We have built the ultimate freedom machine, the dual path strategy. We are using our jobs to dig for gold, and we are using that gold to build our herd of cows. We are using the milk from the cows to dig for gold even faster. The system is perfect. It is powerful. It is the blueprint. But this journey, like any great journey, is filled with enemies. It is lined with traps and pitfalls, all designed to stop you, to frustrate you, and to send you right back to level 2, right back to the hamster wheel. My job is not just to give you the map. My job is to warn you about the monsters on the map. These traps are not external. They are not market crashes. They are internal. They are pitfalls of our own psychology. Today, we are going to shine a bright, bright light on them. We are going to name them, so that when you see them, you can walk right around them. There are pitfalls for both paths. Let's start with the traps on the digging for gold path. The first and most dangerous trap is burnout. This is the trap of the overachiever. You hear this plan and you get too excited. You decide to get free in 3 years instead of 7. So you keep your full-time job. You add 2 side hustles. You start building 3 cows at once. You are working 80 hours a week. You are not sleeping. You stop seeing your friends. You stop exercising. You are drinking energy drinks just to stay awake. You are digging with a fever. And for 6 months, it works. Your savings rate is massive. But then, one day, you wake up and you are just broken. You are exhausted. You are angry. You are hollowed out. And you look at your growing bank account and you feel nothing. What is the point of buying your freedom if you are too exhausted and broken to enjoy it? What is the point of winning the game if you sacrifice your health, your relationships, and your entire life just to get to the finish line? This is a marathon, not a sprint. The dual path strategy is already the faster path. Do not try to speed up the accelerator. Trust the system. You must schedule rest. You must protect your sleep. You must still see your family and friends. You must live your life while you build your freedom. The second trap on this path is its evil twin, the scarcity mindset. This is what happens when you get too good at saving. You get addicted to the act of saving. You become a level 3 hoarder. You get addicted to watching the number in your index fund go up. It becomes your new high score. And a strange thing starts to happen. You become afraid to spend any money at all. Your friends invite you out for a simple $10 lunch, and you feel a wave of anxiety. You think that $10 could be buying a piece of an asset. Your shoes have holes in them, but you refuse to buy new ones because that $50 could be working for you. You have forgotten why you are saving. You have forgotten the true purpose of money. The goal is not to die with the biggest pile of gold. The goal is to use that gold to live. You must still give yourself permission to spend consciously. You must have a joy budget. You must still buy the things that bring you real, genuine value. If you become a prisoner to your own savings plan, you have not found freedom. You have just built a different, more respectable kind of prison. Those are the traps of digging for gold. Now let's look at the traps on the raising cows path. These are even more dangerous. The first trap is the most seductive. Get-rich-quick scams. The moment you start searching for passive income, you are painting a giant target on your back. The internet will flood you with opportunities. My secret system to make $10,000 a month in crypto for no work. This new AI-powered robot will trade stocks for you and guarantee a 20% return. Buy my $997 course, and I will show you the one secret to getting rich in real estate with no money down. This is the siren's call. It is the beautiful song that sings to your impatience, and it will crash your ship onto the rocks every single time. Let's write this down as the golden rule of this chapter. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. Always. There is no such thing as a no-work cow. Real assets take real work or real capital to build. Period. The people selling you these dreams are not getting rich from the secret. They are getting rich by selling the dream to you. You are smarter than that. You are a level 4 investor. You are building real, simple, boring cows. You are building an ebook. You are buying a dividend stock. You are not falling for magic beans. The second trap is the passive income myth. This is a misunderstanding of the word passive. Many people think passive means zero work. They think you build the ebook, and then you just lay on a beach for 10 years while the money rolls in. This is a fantasy. Passive income does not mean zero work. It means decoupled income. It means the link between your time and your money is broken. You are not trading 1 hour of work for $50. You are doing 100 hours of hard, focused, upfront work. You are writing the ebook. You are filming the course. You are researching the rental property. And then, that one-time block of work can pay you 1,000 times over. It can pay you while you sleep, but it still needs maintenance. You still have to update the ebook. You still have to market the course. You still have to manage the vending machine. It is not zero work. It is just smarter work. It is leveraged work. If you go in expecting zero work, you will quit the moment it gets hard. If you go in expecting smart work, you will succeed. The final trap is the deadliest. It is destructive debt. This is the fastest way to go bankrupt. You run the back of the napkin test, and you find a cow that costs $5,000. You do not have $5,000. So a voice whispers, "Just put it on a credit card. You will make the money back, right?" No. This is not investing. This is gambling with a gun to your head. That credit card has a 20% interest rate. The asset you are trying to build might, if you are lucky, make a 10% return. You are guaranteed to lose. The interest payment will eat your cow alive before it ever has a chance to produce milk. You only build with your savings. You use your capital. That is how you stay in control. Using high-interest debt is how you give all the control and all your future money to the bank. Do not do it, ever. So there they are, the traps, burnout, scarcity, scams, the passive myth, and debt. How do you avoid all of them? You do not need a secret trick. You just need 3 simple, boring, powerful tools. Patience. You must accept that this is a 5 to 10-year journey, not a 5-week one. Discipline. You must build the system, the dual-path strategy, and then trust your system. Continuous education. You must commit to learning. Learn about index funds. Learn from your failures. Read books. Listen to smart people. Your failures are just tuition. These pitfalls are real, but they are not inevitable. They are just tests. And now you have the answers. You see the traps. You know how to avoid them. You are at the final step. You have the map. You know the pitfalls. There is only one thing left to do. Chapter 10. Conclusion. Freedom is not a number. It's a choice. We have reached the end of our journey together. But we are at the very beginning of your new life. We started this audiobook with a single massive question. A question that perhaps you had never stopped to truly ask. What is the true purpose of money? We have been through everything. We have seen the slow, steady path of the gold digger, patiently building their $1.5 million fortress. We have seen the fast, entrepreneurial path of the cow raiser, building their herd to cover that $5,000 a month lifestyle. We have faced the pitfalls, the scams, the burnout, the debt. We have seen the traps of the consumer and the hoarder. And now, here at the end, it is time for the final, simple answer. What is the true purpose of money? It is not the $1.5 million. It is not the $5,000 a month. Those are just numbers. They are the tools. They are the keys. They are not the door. The true purpose of money, the only purpose that matters, the reason we have spent this entire time together, is freedom. That is it. Not rich, not wealthy, just free. But what does that word even mean? We have to define it. Because if you do not define it, you will never know when you have it. Freedom is not a number. Freedom is a feeling. It is the feeling of your alarm clock going off at 7 a.m. on a Tuesday and hitting off, rolling over, and going back to sleep. Not because you are sick, not because it is a holiday, but simply because you can. It is the feeling of sitting down at your kitchen table with a cup of coffee and looking at the entire, open, beautiful day ahead of you and asking yourself one simple question. What do I want to do today? Not, what do they need me to do today? Freedom is the power to say no. It is the power to say no to a project that drains your soul. It is the power to say no to a boss who does not respect you. It is the power to say no to a client who is abusive. It is the power to say no to that Sunday night dread, that knot in your stomach that tightens up, knowing you have to go back to a place you hate. And just as importantly, freedom is the power to say yes. It is the power to say yes to flying across the country on a random Wednesday, to be with a friend who is having a hard time. It is the power to say yes to taking 6 months off to be with your newborn child, without worrying about your career. It is the power to say yes to your true passions, to spend your afternoons painting or writing or singing or building, not because you need to make money from it, but simply because it makes your soul feel alive. That is freedom. It is the absence of fear. It is the presence of choice. And here is the final secret, the one I hope you take with you. Freedom is not a destination you arrive at. You do not just wake up one day when your bank account hits a magic number and a certificate of freedom appears. It does not work like that. Freedom is not a destination. Freedom is a process. Freedom is a choice. And it is a choice you already made. Think about it. When did your freedom really begin? It did not begin when you bought your first cow. It did not begin when you hit your first $10,000. Your freedom began the exact moment you decided to stop being a level 1 survivor. Your freedom began the exact moment you looked at the save-to-spend hamster wheel of the level 2 consumer and said, no more. Your freedom began the exact moment you looked at the fear of the level 3 hoarder and said, I will not let fear control me. Your freedom began the instant you made the conscious, powerful, life-altering choice to become a level 4 investor. The moment you decided to save to invest. That was it. That was the entire game. You are already free. You have been free since you finished Chapter 3. Everything since then, the digging for gold, the raising cows, the dual path strategy, that is not you searching for freedom. That is just you building the fortress for the freedom you already claimed. The rest is just details. The rest is just time. You have the map. You have the blueprint. You have seen the traps. You know the system. The digging for gold path is your security. It is your foundation. I want you to start it today. Set up that automatic transfer to your index fund. Make it boring. Make it automatic. Let it run in the background. But the raising cows path, that is your accelerator. That is your action. That is your engine. And it only starts with one. So as we end our time together, I have one last question for you. A question I want you to answer, not for me, but for yourself. A question I want you to act on before this day is over. What is the first cow you will start raising today? So this is the outcome. It is not a bigger bank account. It is a bigger life. It is the freedom to say yes to your passions and no to your fears. It is the power to wake up in the morning and own your time, which means owning your life. You now know the true purpose of money. You have the entire blueprint. You have the dual path strategy. You have the gold for your security and the cows for your acceleration. You know the traps, and you know how to walk right around them. But more importantly than anything else, you have already taken the hardest, most important step. You made the choice. You made the decision to stop being a consumer, to stop being a hoarder, and to become a level 4 investor. You are already on the path. The freedom has already begun. Everything from here is just time. It is just action. So I will leave you one last time with the only question that matters today. The one you must answer before the sun goes down. What is your first cow? Do not let this just be another audiobook you listen to. Let this be the one that changed everything. Take one idea from today, just one, and act on it. And if this journey has given you value, if it has opened your eyes, please share it with one person. Just one person in your life who you feel needs to hear this message. Share this blueprint for freedom. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Your new life starts right now.